I started a CSA in the late 80s, and then in the mid 90s and late 90s, the CSA movement in America really started growing. And it's been a wonderful thing for our farm. And so today we decided to come and visit the largest CSA that I know of in Tennessee. And this is the Hank Delvin and Delvin Farms. Hank, this is quite an operation you have here.
Well, it keeps us busy and out of trouble, Jeff.
Yes. So how many shares do you have that you're fixing up here?
We usually put together upwards of 400 at a time.
Wow. And what are the folks getting today?
Today they're getting, we start down there with 2 greens. They're getting 2 kinds of winter squash, spaghetti squash, acorns, a variety of summer squash, patty pan squash, zucchini squash. Also, they're getting a variety of eggplants, heirloom eggplant and Italian eggplant. Also, bell peppers, hot peppers, and probably finish off with some gold zucchini squash.
Oh, great. And it's beautiful looking produce, and this is all organic, and more than that, certified organic.
It's all certified organic off our farm.
That's
and
right.
Most of it was harvested either this morning or late yesterday afternoon.
So it's as fresh as you can get.
That's about as fresh as you can get it. Today's Thursday. We'll get boxes out today. We'll get boxes out Friday and Saturday, and then we start all over again next Wednesday.
Wow. So you're going all the time?
All the time on something.
You have a lot of people working for you. How many hired hands do you have?
We have right now about 7 full-time. You know, we're kind of, this is getting a little toward the end of the season.
You hire more during the summer?
We'll peak up to about 15 during the middle of summer.
Wow. Besides the CSA, you have other markets that you supply to?
We do wholesale, places like Whole Foods, and then we do farmers markets too. We do 4 or 5 farmers markets during the summer.
So you're marketing about any way you can, aren't you?
And restaurants, we also do a lot of restaurants. So you know, we have about 20 restaurants in the Nashville area too.
Oh my goodness. Well, I bet they're really glad to see this stuff come in.
It is, and we're moving from a summer production into fall and winter production now. So.
Right, yeah, and so you have greenhouses and...
We have greenhouses, and we'll actually have unheated greenhouses called hoop houses.
Hoop houses, right.
That we'll do the fall and winter production in.
Okay. Is it true you used to not be organic and then you transitioned to organic?
Well, you know, I went to college back in the 60s, you know, and I grew up farming the old-fashioned way, which was called organic, but I didn't know that then. The term organic wasn't even used back then.
Yeah.
And but when I got in college, you know, I learned about something called herbicides. I never heard of a herbicide until I got in college. And we grew conventionally for a few years, but we just kind of transitioned back into the way I was taught farming when I was younger.
Oh, that's nice.
The old-fashioned method of cleaning out the barn with the manure and everything. We became certified about the time wild oats came into Nashville. That was about, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago or something like that. A lot of the old-time farmers and everything, when you tell them you're organic, they just kind of scarf at it and say, well, how do you grow? I can't do that. But that's the way all farming was done up until, you know, 40 years ago. It was all organic.
That's right, yeah.
And so, you know, it's just, you know, we don't have any trouble raising the produce.
Yeah, that's what I found too. Do you think to get a better price for the organic?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you take, say like the butternut squash, which we're harvesting today. We sell, the wholesale price that we get for organic is like $30 a box.
Wow.
And that's
twice as much, isn't it?
That's almost 3 times as much as conventional prices.
Wow. And what sort of volume do you raise as far as winter squashes or greens?
We specialize in things like in the winter, like winter squashes and sweet potatoes, because that's something that we plan on not only providing retail and a CSA, but we wholesale all that all winter long.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, we're going to be putting up, I don't know, upwards of maybe 100 bins of winter squashes and maybe 100 bins. And a bin, I mean like a 20-bushel bin.
A 20-bushel bin.
You know, of that. And we'll be putting that in the warehouse here and selling it all winter long.
Wow. So that's like 100,000 pounds or something?
Well, it's a ton bin, so, you know, that's a lot.
When I started doing the CSA, it seemed to really relax me more because I knew where my vegetables were going to go. Have you found that to be less worrisome?
Oh, absolutely, Jeff. You know, when we started our CSA, we started in 2001. And we didn't know what to expect. And from our first week of delivering 40 boxes that first week, we're now up to 700 plus.
700 plus.
You know, customers. So, but for us, the CSA is like, the CSA pays the bills, and everything else is just gravy, because we depend on the CSA to make the farm run, and it does.
Right.
You know, so and also our CSA, that's the primary thing. We plant and plan and plant for the CSA, and they will get a half bushel box, as you see, of it's whatever we got growing at the time.
That's right, whatever's in season.
You know, whatever in season, and that's the main thing about CSA. It really teaches people to eat with the season.
Yeah,
and
just like we do.
Well, yeah, that's right. And so, you know, people they really get, once they start the CSA and they've been in for 2 or 3 years, then they realize, wow, you know, I can't wait till the kales come back in the fall.
Right.
You know, they've had kale in the spring, and then the summer is burn up because you can't raise kale in the summer.
Exactly.
And you know, when it comes back in the fall, they're excited.
If you want more information about community-supported agriculture, CSAs, you can go to thevolunteergardener.org. And I sure would like to thank you, Hank, for letting us come out here
no problem,
and
Jeff.
look at this.
No problem.
I'm really impressed.
Thank you.